politics, business, sports, arts, music. Mike and Marty on the feed. Mike and Marty. Mike and Marty on the feed. Mike and Marty.
Hello, Bellows Falls and Keene, and welcome to the feed. It's Mike. Marty's away this week. We're going to be here. We're here with Anna Clark and Mick McEachran. We're going to be talking about the Saxtons River 4th of July parade coming up. But first, some shout outs. I want to congratulate the class of 2025 from Bellows Falls Union High School. They did an amazing job and they graduated last week. Also, the alumni parade. I don't know if any of you went, but there were a lot of great floats and action things happening. The class of 1975 were the float builders of the century. They did 49 floats up for 49 years. It's unbelievable. Also, I'd like to mention the No Kings demonstration. I guess the unofficial count was 385 people were at the No Kings demonstration, which went off really well. Everybody had a good time and was really supportive. This week at the Opera House, we have the movie is How to Train Your Dragon. It's a live action take on the animated feature that was out a few years ago. The classic movie this week is Paris is Burning. I'm not sure who is sponsoring that, but another classic. Coming up this Saturday, we have Steel and Fury. It's a Vermont Armored Combat event happening at down by the Richardson's Mill there. It's on the 21st, and it's from 12 to 7 o'clock. I don't know if you've seen any of the Vermont Armored Combat events, but they are really spectacular. It's real combat. It's not, they're not acting. Okay. And then on Juneteenth, on this Thursday, we have Jorma Kokkonen coming up. Jorma is a classic, a founding father of rock and roll. He played with Janis Joplin out in San Francisco in the 60s. He played in Jefferson Airplane. He played in Hot Tuna. And he's still out and he's still about. And I guess he's an amazing guitar player. So if you can get tickets, you should go. But that's it for one more local event. Farmers Market this week on the 20th. The Bellows Falls Farmers Market is opening. Intercept will be playing there live. They're advertising it's going to bring sort of a potluck dinner thing going. And the Rotary is going to be drawing their summer solstice drawing with the tickets they've been selling, so you could win prizes. And you guys are going to be there, right? You're going to have a table for the Saxtons River Fourth?
We are, yeah, for the
That's
farmers
great.
market. So yeah, exciting.
Yes. All right. Summer's here.
It is.
It is. And then we're looking forward to 4th of July, which is unbelievable that it's here so fast. But tell us a little bit about your committee and what you're doing and yourselves, I guess. Anna, how did you get involved in the 4th of July?
So last year I was asked to design the T-shirt. I was living in Providence. I was still in grad school, wearing it. I don't know if you can see. And then, so I was peripherally involved.
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually ended up moving back to Saxtons River. I'm living at the inn, and got informally, officially on the committee this year, and it's been really fun. Yeah, I grew up in Saxtons River, so I have a lot of fond memories of the 4th. Yeah.
Neat. And Rick, you're relatively new to the scene, but you've really established yourself as far as being a leader in the community.
Well, in terms of the 4th of July parade, I attended it. I moved here on July 6th of 2021, but I actually came to the 4th of July road race 2 days before I moved to the village to scope things out. And I ran the road race. And then I eventually got involved with the committee, and I like organizing things and trying to help make things happen. That makes me really happy. And this year we have such a great committee, and everyone is extremely creative, coming up with new ways and interesting ways of doing things that have been done in the past. We're expressing them in new ways, which is always interesting and exciting. And so we have been working since March of this year to make this happen, and we are very excited to share it with everybody.
Neat. I hear you're going to have a lot a lot of floats this year? Is that something you were working on, or?
Yeah, one of the things that we did is we had a point person whose main responsibility was to get people excited about making and doing floats. Because last year we kind of talked about it, but we didn't have like a person in charge. And having someone in charge of that, it's really made a difference. So when we look at the roster of floats that we have this year, it's much bigger than we've had in years. And from what I'm hearing, they're going to be pretty interesting.
Oh, great. That's a great idea. So it's sort of like a technical assistant to the groups that were building the floats. Did they give them like tips on what to do and how to do it?
Well, that's actually a great idea. This year was more of a coordinator, kind of a point person of contact and outreach. But yeah, I feel like we're still on our kind of rebound journey post-COVID.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so we're gaining momentum, and I just think each year will continue to, get bigger and bigger.
Totally.
So do you want to talk a little bit about how the day is going to flow, or?
Sure. So
Yeah.
it starts off with the road race, which Anna can talk a little bit more about. And I think that starts at 8:30. And then we have vendor setup. I hope I don't have so you can go to our website, which is srvtfourth.org, srvtfourth.org, and everything is on there. So hopefully I'm not giving any wrong information, but there is, in terms of times, but there's a vendor setup, and then we're going to have the parade is 11 to noon. Then we have announcements from noon to 1. Then we have a band, the Gaslight Tinkers, which is 1 to 3. And then we have a local artist, Ezra Holloway. I think he is around 3 to 4. And then we're having a pickup softball game at the rec center, I think at 5. And while that period while the band is performing, that is when all of the stuff is happening on Main Street. So we have water polo, we have games, we have a bouncy house, we have one of those strikers that we had last year, and we have an adult striker. We have a dunk tank, which is fantastic. I think we're going to have miniature golf, cotton candy. We have more vendors than we had last year, and if you all recall, there were a lot of vendors last year. I don't know, am I missing anything? I mean, it's just,
I don't think so.
there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun day.
Yeah, the Gaslight Tinkers, that's a big name. I mean, they are really popular around here, high energy. Have you seen them?
I haven't seen them live, but I've heard only rave reviews.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yes. And they're playing from 1 to 3. That's neat.
1 to 3, yeah.
Will people be able to dance in the streets?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, there's always dancing. There's a space around the bandstand for dancing and gathering, and then, you can step away and get a refreshment or something.
So tell me a little bit about the road race. I understand it's a little bit different this year, or is it the same?
Yeah. So the road race.
Sorry.
I'm honestly a little bit behind in getting info out about it, but it's going to be hand timed, kind of the same. I mean, it'll feel the same as in previous years. And I'm going to be putting out information about registration today. You can either register in person with cash at our T-shirt, at our clothing item collection events, which I can also talk a little bit more about, or you can Venmo us. And I'll be putting out a form. There'll be an email, so stay tuned for more info.
And just so everyone is clear, again, we do have the website, which is srvtfourth.org. We have a webpage, a Facebook page for the 4th of July, and we also have an Instagram. So anything that we put out, we're putting out on all of those platforms, so you can go to your favorite.
Yeah.
Great. What you were talking about clothing? So your T-shirts and clothing, or
Yeah. So every year we sell T-shirts, and this year we're selling. Last year we, in addition to kind of the larger order of T-shirts that we sold at the table, we did some on-site screen printing.
Nice.
Printing on these T-shirts are by a company that uses 100% like cotton waste, so they're completely recycled shirts. And then we also had people bring items of their own to be printed on the day, which was really fun. It was just a little bit hard to manage logistically. So this year, in addition to the design that you'll see advertised soon, we are silk screening off-site the week before the 4th. And we'll have more information coming out about what colors. I think, we're going to offer 4 colors: black, actually 3, black, blue, and green. And then a combo if you want kind of a pull like this of all the colors. So, yeah.
Oh, so it's like a gradient
It's a
type
gradient
thing.
sort
I love
of,
that.
Yeah. And we're doing this because we are trying to make a push towards sustainability. Textile waste accounts for a huge amount of pollution. Every second, a dump truck equivalent of clothes is burned or buried in a landfill. Every second. So we're also offering a more accessible price point. If you bring your own item, there's just a $5 printing fee. You can get really creative. You can bring, we printed on the back of a button down last year, some tote bags. Someone wanted just on the side of their shirt a tiny little print.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Really
and
creative,
we're accepting items today from 5 to 7 at the Saxtons River Inn.
Today.
Today, meaning the 8th. Is today the 18th?
18th.
18th,
Okay.
yes, the 18th. And we'll be posting other dates and times.
So I just want to summarize because it's a little bit of a complex idea here.
Yeah.
There's the standard T-shirt that you can get, which is I've seen the design, it's gorgeous, and it's 3 colors, and that is available to purchase pre-printed on a T-shirt.
Yep.
The pre-sale will be at the Saxtons River
Market.
Market on the 28th.
Yep.
They will also, of course, be available at the event. These are the pre-3 color. In addition to that, you can have a single color screen printed on your own item, and you can either bring the items to, where did you say? Tonight,
the Saxtons River Inn, and we'll be hosting other collection events, and I'll post about those
okay,
as they
and
come
that
in.
is for So
Yeah.
people have 2 options.
2 options. We'll be printing on the 28th, so as long as you get your items to us before then, it should be okay.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, wonderful.
So, what else? Where are
else?
we?
Well, we have sponsorship opportunities.
Oh, right.
We have a bunch of games that we have. We have a cow milker. We have I think I mentioned the bouncy house. I think there might be a miniature golf or something. And there are sponsorship opportunities available for local businesses. And and you would get a sign, this bouncy house sponsored by,
Back TV.
Joe's
Yeah.
Joe's Steak and Cheese Shop, and those range from $65 to $250 depending on the game. Again, go to the website srvtfourth.org, and there is I don't know, you'll be able to figure it out. I forget. I think it says sponsorship. The other thing, do you want to talk about the pie contest, or do you want me to talk about it?
Oh, sure.
pie
Yeah, we're having our pie contest. The schedule is a bit different. Instead of dropping off your pies the morning of the 4th to be judged, we're holding a drop off the night before on the
interesting,
3rd. I believe from 5 to 6 p.m. at Main Street Arts, or is it the Inn?
Last year was Main Street Art.
It will be.
It's at the Inn.
It's
at
on the
Inn.
web. So if you go to srvtfourth.org/pie.
I remember typing this. Yeah, it's at the Saxtons River Inn. And then they'll be judged that evening, and then sliced and sold the next day.
Okay.
And the winner will be announced after
During the announcement.
announcement.
During the announcements.
So are there going to be sweet and savory pies?
Yeah,
or-
there are categories this year. Instead of one overall winner, we're doing sweet, savory, and under young baker, under
Youth
18,
baker,
youth
young
Oh,
baker.
nice. That's very good. Yeah.
And the judging will, the pies will be scored in categories. I think best savory, sweet. There's a creativity
Yeah.
category.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. It'll
Should
be
do senior. Maybe I'd have a chance. Then.
Oh, I mean,
Trying putting my own.
we will talk to our pie lead.
Okay.
We had a lot of innovation in pie this year with the whole pie
Well,
contest.
it's a really popular thing. I know.
Yeah.
I've entered several times and
Right.
not won anything, but it's,
Okay.
it's good to enter. Yeah.
totally. Yeah, and we always are feedback is welcome for this event. Yeah, we love getting feedback and to make the next one even better. So
That's good.
Awesome.
It's one of my favorite things.
Oh,
besides
good.
the music and the
Oh,
parade.
wonderful.
And
yeah.
it's just, well, to me, the Saxtons River Fourth is like the ultimate in Americana in the summer. It's just totally amazing.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I think that's why I kind of, I quickly fell in love with Saxtons River was because, as I mentioned, it was one of the first things I did. And I was like, this is incredible. So,
Yes.
yeah, it's really.
You have good memory growing up in Saxtons
Yeah.
River. You must have really good
Yes, I
memories
do.
of
I
that.
actually I collected some from other people as well. I mean, everybody. It's just an incredible community event. I think that was something that came up. Beyond the specific things, just the celebration of Saxtons River and the community, the spirit. But yeah, I remember. This year we're having a stilt walker in Troy Wonderly, but there used to be.
neat.
I mean, I remember from my
Yeah,
childhood the
I can't remember.
puppets on the stilt walkers. I grew up going to Main Street Art Camp, and we all learned how to stilt walk. And kids would stilt walk in the parade. I never did, but my sister did actually.
It sounds scary. Did she say it was scary?
It's actually not as scary as you would think. The Mary Hepburn and Ryan Ostabo made the stilts, and they were very sturdy.
yeah.
There would be a brace below your knee,
Okay.
and then a little platform for your foot. It was really once you got the hang of it, it was cool to be up so high. All the music in the parade.
Well, there used to be the church group. One of the church groups had a kettle. Remember, they used to go through with kettles and they made their own instruments.
Yeah.
And they would march through. And it was just, yeah. And so you saw your neighbors walking around beating on kettles and playing kazoos and.
I know. And people would host breakfasts at their house around town, during the race, and watch the race
yeah.
and like have breakfast outside. That was really sweet.
Nice.
We would swim in the river in between events
Oh, really?
and to cool
Really?
off.
Yeah,
go down
yeah.
to the falls and hang out.
Do people still go down there and swim?
They do, yeah. Yeah.
I'll check that
Yeah,
out.
people kind of picnic on the rocks. It's really nice. Yeah. And then I don't remember this, but an older memory, they used to do, rec dinners and have barbecues and fresh strawberry shortcake with fresh strawberries. So, yeah.
What do you mean, at the rec center?
At the rec after the
After
Fourth,
the,
yeah.
We used to sell, the Rotary used to sell burgers out there. We used to cook burgers and sell them, and then people would have cotton candy, and other people would do other popcorn and things like that. It was really pretty neat because they used to do a dance at the
The
pavilion.
square dancing. Did they
Was
do?
it like an evening thing?
Yeah,
I
before-
think that sounds like fun. So
I
maybe
know.
next year we could do a dance.
That was another one of those really popular things. I mean, you couldn't get out on the dance floor. It was just they used the whole pavilion as the dance floor.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
was really cool.
special.
All right, well, we'll work on that for 2026.
I know.
And I don't know, maybe before your time, but the parade when the first times I saw it, it would go through town, turn around, and then come back
Yes.
through town again. It was
Looped
great.
Twice.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that somebody else had that memory. And then my mom. I don't know if you can. My mom has memories of, in my lifetime, they used to destroy an old car
Oh, no, I don't
after
remember that.
Maybe this was an unofficial event.
With like sledgehammers
If anybody
or
out there
something?
watching has
Like beat on it with a
yeah,
hammer or
yeah,
something?
share your memories. Feel free to share your memories and
Yeah.
photos to our page. That
Yeah,
would be
that'd
really cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Uh,
But yeah,
I
that's
know.
it's just the memories are there, and they're so good that it's just neat to think about all the stuff that happened. Like you were mentioning Brian Ostabo. He used to do.
Yeah, the dancing skater.
Yeah, he was incredible. He made he would be on skates with a dummy or a figure. I don't know if you call it a dummy is not the right word,
Yeah.
but it was another figure, and he was dancing down. He would be in a tuxedo, and she would be in a gown, and he would skate around and dance, and it was just amazing. One year he made an airplane. I don't know if you remember that one. He had like a biplane that he was in as the pilot, and
Like-
he was skating.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was
know.
incredible.
He was so creative. It was just
People are so
really
clever
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
here.
I know. It was so wonky and weird. We're definitely working our way.
Well, you're working way
there.
back to the
Yeah.
making it wonky again, which is a
Yeah.
good thing. 'Cause it was
Yeah.
always, it was sort of, yeah, it was always a little on the edge there. You didn't quite know.
I know. I know. Yeah, the puppets on stilts. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope that can come back.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was really cool. Big like paper mache puppet heads.
I saw those, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I think we have images that we're using on the website or on Facebook.
Yeah.
I pulled some old images of puppet heads. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Oh, and there's a farm float that would throw carrots
Oh,
into
really?
the crowd
Yeah.
instead of candy. Yeah. that
I
was
heard there
fun.
was the oldest goat in Vermont. Did
Oh,
you hear about
yeah.
this?
Really?
Yeah,
The
that used to be
oldest-
in the parade.
Yeah.
Now that's something worth seeing, isn't it?
Are we having an animal float this year? I feel like
An animal themed float.
no, like a float with real animals. Do you know? Because I know that there's a farm that's doing a float, but I don't know if David, our parade lead,
Oh.
I don't know if he mentioned that they were going to have live animals, so that could be interesting.
That would be.
Well, they used to have draft horses that will pull carts, and they had oxen a few years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's not uncommon.
Okay, love that. One of the things that we're doing this year, Fact TV is going to be there. We're going to have, Fact TV is going to be broadcasting the parade live. And also Wool FM, the radio station, is going to be there broadcasting the whole event, including the bands, live on the radio. And then also they'll be there so people can be interviewed and be on the radio live. We're going to have a 2-camera setup. So we're going to have a camera on the parade, which I think is actually going to be from the second floor of the inn.
Nice.
And then we're going to have a camera on the MCs. And they're going to be, doing the discussion of
And
the
Savannah Guthrie's gonna be
commentary.
there, right? She's going to be doing the. No, just,
And then it's going to be like Matt and Katie
yeah,
at the
that's what I was.
Macy's Day
Yeah,
Parade.
it sounds great.
And then in addition, we're going to be having a roving reporter running around, or a couple of roving reporters with the cameraman. I don't know who that cameraman will be, and a
We had a
microphone.
good time with that
yeah,
last
that's what
year.
you did last
Yeah,
year.
that was really a
And
lot
so
of
there's
fun.
just going to be a lot of activity. Some of it is old, and some of it is new.
Yeah. No, definitely. That would be a great time for you to, for people to share memories too.
Actually, that would be great.
yeah.
The roving reporter.
Right, favorite Saxtons River Fourth of July memory. Because as we rebuild, really we welcome feedback. We want to make it.
Yeah, what people like and what people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know of much that people don't like about it. I mean, it's just
I know.
a fun time.
Yeah. Or anything we can add that you remember there once being that you want to see again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on that note, actually, we also still need volunteers. Maybe we should put in a volunteer
Oh,
plug.
yes. Actually, I'm glad that you mentioned that. We do need volunteers, mostly around running the games. So that's the main thing that we need help with. So again, srvtfourth.org, srvtfourth.org. There is a volunteer page where you can, contact us. There's a special email for people that are interested in volunteering. And I believe there's even a form where you can just fill out and
Yeah.
just put what you're interested in doing. But really, we met last night to look at our volunteer needs. And we need about, it was about 37 total. I think we have about half of those filled, but we need some additional people, mostly around games.
Yeah, so if you're a high school kid and you're looking for community
Yeah.
service, this is a great opportunity to get out. You get to be out on the 4th of July. It's a little bit of time, but it's good community service, and it counts toward your community service needs. I think the last roving reporter that's one of the things he was doing, was getting community service for being the roving reporter. He was a
Talk about a fun way to do community
I know.
service.
Come on,
My
Yeah.
goodness.
go around and interview people and have fun and be on TV. It's just like, come
I
on.
know. And the more volunteers we have, the shorter your shifts have to be, so you can enjoy the day too
Yeah.
as you're volunteering.
How about food vendors? Do you have a idea of the flavor palette that will be available?
Gosh, I don't know if I remember. I know that we don't have duplicates,
Oh, okay.
so everything is unique. I don't know. Do you remember the specifics? Who's going to be there? The types
The
of
classic
food?
Thai food truck.
Oh, that's always
Okay.
good.
I believe Smokin' Bowls is going to be
Bowls.
there. I don't remember any other specifics.
We'll have lemonade. The inn will be open, and they'll be serving ice cream outside or near the games.
Good.
That's a great
Well,
question.
we're actually under a minute, so we need to, I know you've said it several times. Let's say the website again and the Facebook.
It is srvtfourth.org. That's srvtfourth.org. And you can also find our Facebook and our Instagrams at that website. And so you can follow us in whatever way you like.
All right. Well, thank you, and good luck on the 4th, and thank you so much for organizing this. This is just a wonderful thing.
Thanks
And that's it for this week. See you next week on the feed.
My